See. Go.
All right, good morning. My name is Jeremiah Pooh, and our proposal and the rules that we came up with is that we want to have school from July to December from the time of 8 to 6. And the reason why we decided to come up with that was because we made an establishment that the amount of funding from our parents from the time being of July to December, you have a guaranteed meal. It's from hot to colder, so which means your parents will spend less money, and it will be more affordable at that time than being from hot weather where you don't want to be in school, for being cold weather where it's guaranteed housing and guaranteed food. We also came with the point that if a teacher is teaching a lesson, she can go straight into the lesson, and there won't be any miscommunication with the teacher on you leave on a 2-day basis. So that means if she wants to teach a lesson and she wants to keep going, the student is up to par, the student can stay focused, and the student doesn't have any changes on what the lesson plan is, and the student won't lose track. Because normally what happens with the human body and the mind, after you don't freshen up on stuff, your mind starts to leave your mind, and then you'll forget it, because if you don't constantly practice something, you lose focus on it. So when you constantly practice and brushing up on things, it comes more second clear and it comes more hand. It's almost like a habit. So.
And we just need to have a seat so we can get the rebuttal.
Okay, so I'm gonna be the jury for a quick second, so can you stand back up?
No, we got the judge and jury, so you just have to rebuttal.
Oh my God!
All right. So I gotta stand with you, fam.
Okay, so we declined that offer that we should not have school 7 days a week from 8 to 6 and have it from, well, you said from a hot to cold. Is that what you said? And that was 6 months. So we figure as though that would have a psychological effect on your mentality and the way that you think. And just like how you said in the way that you said, that students will have to constantly be on track. And throughout those 6 months that we're off track, how do you think that would affect us?
Y'all ready?
From a psychological standpoint.
And you have like a 15-minute response, 15-second response.
What I say to that is, what you guys feel and realize, when you guys don't constantly think about something, you guys don't constantly practice something, it starts to moan away from your mind, meaning you don't think about it as much and you don't use the same tools and assets. So all I'm going to put it in like this: if you guys don't constantly brush up on it, you guys don't constantly teach it or explain it, and you're not going to understand the full concept. Because teachers, they want to get more in depth, but if you don't have the time, you don't have the valuable assets and the tools, and you won't be able to incorporate everything that the teacher is trying to teach you.
Okay, so we only have a limited amount of hours that we have of daylight, and since you said that we have it from 7 days a week, from 8 to 6, that means that's taking up most of our time throughout the day, which means that we're having a limited time for everything else that we do, which means that we don't have any time for extracurricular activities, such as sports.
Because it's too late to do any extracurricular activities after school if you're getting out at 6 o'clock. Because if you think about it, if you're going into the winter, it gets dark around 5 o'clock. If you're getting out at 6 o'clock, it's going to be too dark to even play sports.
So it's going to be wake up, school. You get home at 6, is eat, sleep. Eat, homework, sleep, repeat for 6 months.
Nobody wants to do that.
And so let me just say this, so we're going to have 2 more 15-minute responses and then a 15-second responses, and then we'll just do a closing. Okay, go ahead, you can respond.
So what I want to say is right. So what we've decided to do is we've decided to add extracurricular activities and incorporate it from the 8 to 6 mark, meaning that instead of doing just teaching and learning, you're going to have your extracurricular activities such as wrestling, basketball, football from that time being. That way we don't have to push it after school where it'd be too dark for you guys.
And in the middle of the day, if it's hot, you could go in the middle of the day. You could do all your regular activities, and you can still get your education.
Well, based on facts, from a student's psychological standpoint, right? If he's in school for more than 6 hours a day, that's taking up a lot of his time. Plus, he's gonna start getting tired because he woke up at probably like around 7:45. He had to get up for school. Then he's up at early in the morning, all the way into like late in the day. So like from a psychological standpoint, he's gonna get tired. He's gonna start going to sleep. and everything, it's not going to be good for him to working on his work if he got to stay constantly focused on the lesson. Because the teacher's going to keep going on with the lesson, he's going to miss a lot of stuff, like important things during the lesson. And what if he has to take an exam the next day? He's going to miss a lot of current points and stuff in the lesson that he needs for his test the next day.
A good example of this is like a construction working a 12-hour shift constantly 7 days a week. That would have a total effect on his body.
Give us 2 minutes to
No, you can't.
close. We're closing.
We're tired to deliver.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna do that. You just got one more time to argue this point. 15
And
seconds.
I get what y'all saying about working hard. We can if we get up that much earlier, we still have enough. We can get enough energy while working our body out and getting our education at the same time.
Your last point to argue. Okay, go ahead. Go for it.
Can I say one more thing? Just to piggyback on what he said and also add, if y'all think about it, right? Let's compare ourselves. Just think about it. Let's compare ourselves to other countries such as China, Japan, who go to school 7 days a week. 7 days a week. So 6. I'm sorry. And they go to school more than us. So that means we are basically losing the education race. So if we want to sit here and place ourselves and actually have a place in the world and society, we need to be better. That means we need to hold ourselves more accountable. We need to take responsibility. If we sit here and take these 5 days, we're losing a lot more. They're gaining so much on this one day that we need to add these extra 2 days. We need to. That's all I'm going to say. If we want to compete in the world, then we need these extra 2 days.
Okay, this is your last point to argue. Go ahead.
Well, Jeremiah, I like what you said about that, but if you're thinking about it, you're changing the schedule from the student's mind. Basically, you're saying that they're in school for 6 hours. Okay, you're changing it from more than 6 hours, and when they're already adjusted to that school settings. So when they get adjusted to it, like all that, their dropout ratings are gonna skyrocket because they're not gonna be in that type of setting.
So now just take 1 minute and then we're gonna just do closings and then judge your rules. So just go, y'all amongst yourself, do your closing. You got 1 minute to get together. Go ahead. Okay.
I see nobody was saying. I actually have a negotiation. Like, what if while they're at school, like just right after lunch, they get about like half an hour
Countries with more days in school have the most higher graduation rate.
can't they just get like a half an hour to like rest or something?
I know what he's talking about. He's talking
6 hours a
about
day.
saying other schools have more opportunity.
Anxiety, stress.
And those are real things that
Which will cause the students to drop out.
Right.
That's why I think dropout rates will skyrocket if you actually do that.
Right. And then what you can also talk about with the retention program causes trauma at the end of the day. Trauma is a real big thing in our community. So the more added
Because I think
classes,
like
more
now,
stress,
the
more
system is already like this. There's a lot of kids that are going into anxiety, depression, drugs.
very true.
And if you're adding more hours to school, they're eventually not going to be there to do it. They're going to drop out. because they don't-
Everyone honestly needs a sense of relief. Medicine cannot always help with it because you need time off to recuperate yourself.
So that's why the weekends are necessary for kids to actually be off.
You can be doing just whatever it's keeping you doing, giving you something to do, giving you like some autonomy to do constructive work. And also give more time.
And I was going to say this.
Yeah, but right. But yeah, this is technically what I'm talking about. Right after lunch, they can get like a half an hour to get into the extracurricular activities.
I was going to say this though, that if they do their extra activities, the other I see what he's saying. We as a unit can work together.
Are y'all ready?
So how many people are gonna have this closing? One?
Y'all work it out.
You want to say it? Okay.
Each one.
But you gotta remember y'all a team, right? So it's not about what you have to say, it's about what the team has to say. So
These guys too.
yeah, y'all
You have any
can
good talking
for example, y'all can always piggyback off of each other. Like say if he finishes his sentence, you can come in and submit it. So it's a team. Don't say, okay, I. If we loses, y'all all lose. And the legislation will get passed because y'all not having a clear thought. So if you have something to say to close it out, outside of y'all two, all three of y'all say,
We're gonna stay with the same curriculum that we're doing. That's gonna be a good idea.
I just make sure y'all take
Councilwoman, you ready?
they ready.
Councilwoman, you ready? Yeah. So everybody, we're getting ready to do the closing, and we have Judge Hackett over here. We have Judge Hackett, who is, he's our presiding judge in the city of Orange Township, but right now he's the presiding judge over this debate. And the debate right now is Councilwoman Wooten and myself has legislation on the table, and I propose that we extend the school day from Monday to 7 days a week, and we do it for 6 months a year. So they'll have 6 months on and 6 months off. And Councilwoman Wooten's position is?
Our proposal is that we keep the school system in the way that it is, Monday through Friday, 8 through 3, with extracurricular activities after school. We keep it as it is. That's our position.
And these are our aides, and they're gonna argue the position for us, and we actually started, so you get to start the closing. So y'all have to see what is it closing. And we have, I failed to mention that, we have, just so that we can see everybody, we have Tyrone Day, who is also, Mega South High, and he's doing, assisting Councilwoman Wooten, and then we have Deion Saunders, and he's Phi Beta Sigma, and he's assisting our team over here to ensure that, we prevail. Okay. Councilwoman?
Okay, so my name is Jamarcus Lambert, and my team has concluded that when we have to go to school 7 days a week for 6 hours straight every day, especially younger kids is gonna go through like anxiety and stress, and they're gonna get stressed because they have to go through like 7 days a week. And younger kids is like their mind is like empty. They take stuff in easily. It's gonna be hard for them when they go into school every 6 days, 7 days a week. And then the summer breaks for the 6 months, they're gonna like forget everything because they're gonna be playing video games and watching TV. And by the time they go to school the following year, they're gonna just be like lost. They're gonna be confused.
All right. Well, now for me, for my team, it's high school. Okay. With high school, there's gonna be, if you're changing the schedule for like the student's mind that it's set on, from the regular 6 hours, and then you're exceeding the 6 hours, dropout rates are gonna skyrocket. Because people are not gonna be able to do it because if you think about it, kids are stressing out enough in school already. They have depression, anxiety. They're going through a lot of changes in their bodies already, so they're not gonna want to be in school anymore. So they're gonna drop out. And if we're going to school for 7 days a week, think about religious standpoints. Some people have religions. They go to school, they go to church on a Sunday or something like that, and they gotta be in church, but they're missing that because they're in school.
Well, what we're trying to conclude simply is that your health and your extracurricular activities all have a purpose in your everyday life and creating your personality. And disrupting that systematical curriculum would result in, let's say, a catastrophe.
Thank you.
Okay. My name is Dayron Jackson, and our conclusion, our team has concluded that if we have school for 7 days a week, that'll give them more like education. So, and then in the middle of the day, we can give them about half an hour just to retire so they can do their extracurricular activities. And then that's all for me.
And I was gonna say, like, I see what he's talking about. The kids' minds are just like sponges; they can soak it in. But the kids' minds are just like sponges; they can soak it in. But sometimes they takes it in, and like they have like extra activities to do, and during the day. We could get taken from that, but we still getting our education on and learning how to be better in life.
In conclusion, on all my counterparts say, we all need to have these 7 days a week. The reason why I say that is because these other countries, they value school much more. Education is knowledge. You don't have education, you're not going to succeed. We will consider religious opportunities if you're religious, and we respect all religions, and we're open to all religions. So if you want to take off because of religion, we respect that, and we're not going to hold nobody accountable for missing days because of religion. But what we will say is this. The reason why you need to give us 7 days a week is because the thing with these children the opportunities and technology is advancing. So we give these kids more knowledge and explore them into more things. Their mindset opens up. So now you're opening new opportunities. You're creating more diversions to these kids. So now you're expanding their mindset to open things. So my question is to you, and I'm leaving this with you so you can think about it. What is this going to take? Take this from me. Knowledge is what you take, right? But if you also give knowledge, what is your impact on other kids, and why is your impact big on the children, and how does it affect the children? And also to say, what they also said was, in the end, I'm close, and I'm taking it home. In the end, I'm gonna say this: children, if you expose them to more and you get them to do more, you're going to show them that knowledge is key, and they're going to expose, and they're going to show other people what they know. So now you're getting a tradition, and you turn it into a habit, and that's what makes a society perfect. That's all I have to say.
Excellent.
Wow. This was amazing. I was very impressed by both arguments of both sides.
Listen.
I was very impressed by the arguments of both sides. To come up with an argument like that off the cuff without having real time to prepare or research, that's tough to do.
I'm telling you, if I did, you would not have nothing to talk about.
Respect.
You've shown a lot of determination, and being able to put forth a coherent argument is not always easy to do. A lot of lawyers can't do it, and we're trained to do it every day. One of the ways that when I debate and give an argument as a lawyer, follow a certain pattern. I call it it's not my saying, IRAP method. The issue. Start with the issue. State the issue. You state the rule of law. You state your analysis, and then how you form that conclusion. IRAC. Make an argument, follow that pattern, makes your argument logical, makes it coherent to everybody, you can understand it, and that helps you organize too, when you organize your argument. So remember that method when you're doing an argument or debate. I enjoyed both sides. This is an issue that may or may not come about. I don't know how realistic that proposal actually is, but it's something that should be discussed. I
just want to say that there is, just you saying how realistic, I can't think, but there is a piece of legislation on the table right now due to budget restraints. One school district is thinking about going to a 4-day school week, save money, so I don't know,
I've heard that, the 4-day, I haven't heard the
7. I'm just saying,
so that's what I'm talking
yeah, I'm just saying, but they do come up, yeah.
But I enjoyed the argument. I thought that, the way you win arguments is you know your audience, you know the issues, and you use them to your advantage. Lawyers are trained to manipulate facts to present their case. Now, if the facts are in your favor, you argue the facts. If the facts are not in your favor, you argue emotion or passion, the other side. So you know where your argument are, and then you tailor your argument to a winning case. Now, when this side over here talked about the example of construction worker, that was like a Mike Tyson hook shot. That's what you do. You give a real world example, and you apply it to your facts, apply it to your case, and that's how you win arguments. Then we had a counterpunch over here, it was like a Mayweather counterpunch. Your argument about, I'm trying to remember what it is right now. You talk about the students,
Different countries.
yeah, different countries, yes. You talk about students in different countries who actually do this, implement it, and how far they're advancing in front of us, at least in areas of STEM, science and technology. That was a Mayweather counterpunch. That was as close to a knockout blow as you can get, because that is a real world example of how this is actually working. Whether it work here or not is up for debate. This was about as close a debate as you can get. And one thing about when you're debating and when you're talking to anybody in general, when you're talking to people, is a lot of it is about presentation. Now, when you're talking to people and you're saying, I think it's like you should do this like, that makes me think you don't really believe in your position. Whether you believe your position or not, you're making an argument and debate for a certain point. When you say like all the time, then you kind of lose that point. It makes me believe you don't really believe your position. So when you're making statements, don't use like. It was like this, like that. That's a losing argument as far as when I'm listening and I'm a hearer. You state your point, you state your conviction, you state it like you believe it. Whether you believe it or not, it doesn't matter. You're here debating a point. It doesn't matter whether you believe it or not, whether the other side is wrong, whether you think they're right, you wish you were on the other side. Your debate, your object is to win the debate. It's not to score points and not to believe in, even believe in the issue. Just make people think you believe. That's how you win a debate. As far as winning a debate goes. This is tough. This is tough. That's our part,
And while he's liberating, what I do want to say, give yourself a hand. Councilwoman Wood and I came in here, and you guys didn't know we were going to do this. You didn't have time to study for it. We just came in here and we just put something before you, and you rose to the occasion. So I think that is awesome. Councilwoman Wood and I will be doing a debate series, and so we will come and recruiting you guys. So and you guys will help us make sure that gets off, and then you'll get your friends because you've been a part of this, So thank you, and thank you for just participating and bringing everything you had to this today. This was pretty awesome. Y'all did a wonderful job.
I just want to say, I want you to think in your mind. I always tell young people that when you're 18, 19 years old, 20 years old in the city of Orange Township, there is enough of you to become a council person at that age. So when I say that, I say this to you. You probably have about 50, 60 years, 70 years where you're going to be retiring from life, right? So what you need to do in between that time is to make your mark on society, whatever it is. And I'm talking to you like a mother, I'm talking to you like a grandmother, because I have children, I have grandkids. You gotta make your mark on society. And we believe in you as parents. And we know that God, whatever you worship, whomever it is, you were put here for a purpose. And you gotta always believe that. I'm put here for a purpose. You may not know what your purpose is. It may be school, it may be counseling, it may be an attorney, it may be a council person, it may be a professor, but whatever, you were put here for a purpose. So what you need to always do is think about when you're going into your class and when you're doing things such as this. I am put here for a purpose, and whatever that purpose is, I'm gonna do it, and it's gonna be great. So whenever I get a chance to talk to young people, I always want you to remember that you got about 70 years, 60 years before retirement, some of you 50 years. So that's a century, that's half a century. And you need to make sure at the end of that time you've done something that your mama, your grandmama, your daddies, your granddaddies, these fraternities and sororities are proud of you. And that's what I want to leave to you as a mother, as a grandmother, as a counselor.
Before, are you ready to make your rule? No, we have one more person.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. I'm sorry, like, don't you hate when they keep on a commercial and you just want to know who won? Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. You said to put that up. You gotta first give respect, you know, may it please the court, counsel, Your Honor, before you even make your statement. But just as black men, period, I just want to say this was an honor. Just being here. I was literally in my car. I got a text from the councilwoman. It's like, look, we have young men that are about to try to pass legislation. I need to run in here and see what's going on. And I saw y'all in there, but not just try to find out your purpose, make sure you're walking in your purpose as well. That's a real big thing. And then the fact that y'all are so young, it's a quote that I always use, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. What y'all are doing right now, y'all are leaders around this table. Y'all have the substance to teach all these other black men what black kings look like. And I need y'all to realize, don't let this just be, just let this be the sponge that everyone was talking about. Observe, analyze, continue to always want to keep educating yourself. And it doesn't matter who wins, because you all won at the end of the day. This was a team effort. I mean, granted, at the end of the day, we're gonna have to make a decision, but y'all need to walk, y'all need to keep y'all heads up high, because some men y'all age wish they could be around this table right now. But guess what? Y'all can teach them how it feels to be around this table. We're not under the table, we're sitting at the table. Remember that.
And you will. And the councilwoman, you just said something. How old are you?
16.
16, okay. So Councilwoman Wooten just gave you a retirement age at 70. So 70 from 16 is what? 70 from, no, 70 minus 16 is?
That's 54.
50, oh, okay, thank you. So just think about that. 50, so right now from this point, since she just gave you that math equation, 54 years that you're gonna have down to, you gotta finish high school, you gotta do your college, you're gonna, maybe some of you will go into med school, graduate school, or if you're gonna go to military, whatever you're gonna think about that. So now I just said 2 more years of school, that's 18, so now 52. 4 years of college, that's 4, so now we down to 50. So just think, Tom, we had this saying is that after 18 years old, it seems like life is like a bike going downhill. It goes real, I know, I think, Judge Hackett, I can remember when we was at St. Financius, you know, and I was in 5th and you were in 8th grade. It just seems like I can close my eyes and it was like yesterday. So the time goes fast. So she just gave me a mathematical equation that you probably have 54 years to walk into your passion, do what it is that you're called here to do, and be successful at doing it. So just think about that. 54 years. I remember when we were 12 years old, we like, oh, Uncle so-and-so's 30 years old, he old, you know, and it just seems like, you know, so just think about it. 54 is not a lot of times. I just want y'all to have that thought. You ready, Judge?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm gonna break down what everyone has said into just this one little phrase. You should make every effort to leave this earth. Every effort not to leave this earth without scoring some victory for your community or humanity or your people. That means you have to make a difference here. Make this world a little better. Please don't make it worse. You know, you make this world a little better before you leave it. You make it better than it was when you got here. You understand? All right. Now, now, I was saying before, the arguments were excellent. I am impressed by this whole group. But debating it's a team sport. You know, there's no individual winner. It's a team. You understand? You can't have somebody MVP and your team lose. What's the point of MVP? You know? I love the arguments on this side. They were right on point. Your arguments about the countries, as I said, I love the county. But as I said, it's a team sport. As an overall team, the arguments on the side, I have to give them the nod, even though it's more of a coin flip, because this was as close as they come. The arguments on this side, as a team, I have to give this side the benefit of the doubt, and they get the nod, they get the gavel, and I got to award Councilwoman Wooten's team the victory by the slimmest of margins. This is an overtime coin flip.
And I have to tell you, anytime somebody loses, they'd rather lose by a big margin than a small margin. It's the small margins that hurt you. Like, if I just coulda, you know, so congratulations. But what I will let you talk, but what I will say, Councilman Wooten and I, Barry, we'll be getting with you real soon, because we do, we're gonna sit down, we have a couple things with the young people, and the debate team was one of them, so we'll be, and you guys will be the leaders. We'll help navigate how that debate, and this is gonna be a congressional district, so it'll be well, we're gonna start with Orange against East Orange, and then we'll go out and we'll do the whole 10th congressional district, so get ready. Yes, go ahead. So,
We need to bring Joeri in here now.
so hold on to your ideas. Go ahead.
I was gonna say this. I'm just gonna say this. We would have won if I said one more thing.
But also, I mean, now that you say that, I have something else I would have said too, but like, I didn't use something from.
We would have let you do that one more thing.
But just always, but also remember.